Welcome to aminacademy.com. Let us do the history of the Greek queen Cleopatra. Cleopatra, born 70 or 69 BCE, died August 30 BCE in Alexandria, was an Egyptian beauty queen of the Ptolemaic dynasty, famous in history and drama as the lover of Julius Caesar and later as the wife of Mark Antony. She became queen on the death of her father, Ptolemy XII, in 51 BCE and ruled successively with her two brothers, Ptolemy VIII and Ptolemy XIV, and her son, Ptolemy XV Caesar. After the Roman armies of Octavian, the future emperor of Augustus, defeated their combined forces, Antony and Cleopatra committed suicide, and Egypt fell under Roman domination. Cleopatra actively influenced Roman politics at a crucial period, and she came to represent, as did no other woman of classical antiquity, the prototype of the romantic femme fatale. Now we'll discuss further about the history of Cleopatra. Cleopatra was a last ruler of the Ptolemaic dynasty, a Greek family that ruled Egypt from 305 BC. She was born in 69 to 68, 69 or 68 BC and ruled from 51 to 30 BC. Ptolemy 12th Auletes, an Egyptian king, is the father of Cleopatra, mother, name unknown, brothers, Ptolemy's 8th and Ptolemy 14th, son Caesarion, the child she had with Julius Caesar. The life. Cleopatra was a highly intelligent politician who brought peace and prosperity to Egypt. She was known for her love affairs with Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. She was the only Ptolemaic ruler to learn the Egyptian language. She reviewed the tradition of presenting herself as the Egyptian goddess Isis. She was exiled by her brother but was reinstated as queen with Roman military support. She committed suicide after her forces were defeated by the Roman general Octavian. Legacy. Cleopatra is a symbol of the powerful, seductive woman. As Cleopatra VII Philopator, the last ruler of the Ptolemaic kingdom of Egypt, is a symbol of the powerful, seductive woman. She was known for her relationship with Julius Caesar and Mark Antony and her influence on Roman politics. She is known for relationships. Cleopatra's relationship with Julius Caesar and Mark Antony are well known. Cleopatra influenced Roman politics during a crucial period. Symbolism. Cleopatra portrayed power through her hairstyles, coins, and coherent eyes. Inspiration. Cleopatra has inspired many books, plays, and movies. Feminism. Cleopatra's life and legacy inspired modern feminists to redefine feminine power. Intersectionality. Modern feminists consider Cleopatra's story in the context of intersectionality. Depiction. Art. Cleopatra has been depicted in ancient art, including statues, coinage, portraits, busts, heads, and paintings. Authors such as Virgil, Josephus, Plutarch, and Cassius Dio have written about Cleopatra. She is the prototype of romantic femme fatale. Her name and legacy remains to this day. These are the timeline. 69 BC, Cleopatra born. 51 BC, Cleopatra become queen after the father's death. 48 BC, Cleopatra became lovers with Julius Caesar. 47, Cleopatra gave birth to Caesarion. 36, Cleopatra married Mark Antony. 31 BC, Cleopatra and Antony's force were defeated at the Battle of Actium. 30 BC, Cleopatra committed suicide. Some short note about Cleopatra. Now, further detail about Cleopatra, the Greek queen of ancient Egypt. Cleopatra 7 Philopator ruled over ancient Egypt from 51 to 30 BC and was the last ruler of the Ptolemaic kingdom in Egypt. After the death, the Roman Empire took control of the country. The Ptolemaic dynasty was formed by Ptolemy's I Soter, a Greek general in Alexander the Great's army. In 305 BC, although located in Egypt, the dynasty that Ptolemy's established remained incredibly Greek. Cleopatra, a direct descendant of Ptolemy, was the first Ptolemaic ruler to learn the Egyptian language, as all those before her spoke only Greek. She was also believed to have spoken Ethiopian, Hebrew, Aramic, Arabic, Syriac, Median, Parthian, and Latin. Despite the fact that she ruled over Egypt, Cleopatra was Greek. The name Cleopatra comes from the ancient Greek words meaning glory, meaning father, the meaning glory of the father. Renowned for her intellect and wit, Cleopatra was described as incredibly seductive and persuasive, qualities which added to her mystery throughout the centuries. She has become a popular figure in media, literature, and art, and her enchanting qualities, romantic relationship, and beauty, which is debated, are often the focus of such works. Most of the information available about Cleopatra's life comes from Plutarch, who was born 16 years after the Greek queen died. Cleopatra's struggle for power. The ancient busts of Cleopatra credit Egyptian Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities available here. The two siblings were to be married and rule together, but Cleopatra soon began to exert more power over her younger brother, which caused tension between the two. The issue of two heirs proved bloody for the dynasty. Soon after she took the throne, Cleopatra's advisors betrayed her. She, has, she was forced to flee Egypt. While in exile in Syria, Cleopatra amassed an army and set out to the outer reaches of Egypt to face her brother's troops in civil war. As the war raged on, Ptolemy VIII, Cleopatra's brother, sanctioned the murder of the Roman general Pompey, who was Julius Caesar's rival. When Caesar was welcomed into Alexandria, the center of the Ptolemaic Egypt, Cleopatra saw an opportunity to regain power. According to the ancient sources, the queen snuck into the palace to meet Caesar and tried to form an alliance with Roman's leader. The pair had a same adversary, Ptolemy VIII, Cleopatra's brother. Caesar was in Egypt trying to receive the money that was owed to him after Cleopatra's father died, and Ptolemy VIII, 13 was ready to fight a battle over paying the debt. The war broke out between the outnumbered Roman forces and the Egyptian king, and the battle seemed all but decided until Roman reinforcement arrived. Upon the Roman army's entry into Egypt, Ptolemy's eighth force crumbled and was forced to flee Alexandria. Caesar entered Alexandria as a conquering ruler and placed Cleopatra along with her other younger brother Ptolemy 14 on the throne. Caesar remained in Alexandria for a time after returning the throne to Cleopatra, and it is heavily implied that he fathered the Greek queen's son, Caesarion or Little Caesar, before returning to Rome. Mark Antony and Greek Queen of Egypt. Mark Antony then invited the Greek queen to Tarsus, located in the modern day Turkey, to meet her in person. According to ancient sources, Cleopatra came dressed in the robes of the goddess Isis and dazzled the Roman leader. Antony, taken by the Queen of Egypt, pledged that he would support her rule in the country. When Cleopatra returned to Egypt, Mark Antony decided to leave his family, including his wife and children, to spend time in Alexandria. While, while there, he carried on partying with Cleopatra. The pair even formed a drinking club called the Inimitable Livers. Ostensibly as a group of honor, the god Dionysus, but likely to drink and revel. Cleopatra gave birth to twins, Alexander Helios and Menes' son, the Cleopatra Selene, which means moon. Shortly after Antony returned to Rome in 40 BC, as Cleopatra maintained power over Egypt, the countries became one of the wealthiest and most influential Mediterranean. Antony even traveled to Egypt and sought for financial support from Cleopatra for a military mission that his country could not afford. Upon Cleopatra offering him the funds, Antony returned a number of countries that were once part of the Egyptian empire, including Cyprus, Crete, Libya, and much of the Levant. While Antony was staying in Egypt, Cleopatra gave birth to her son Ptolemy Philadelphos in 36 BC. Antony then refused to return to his wife in Rome and decided to stay in Egypt, where he declared that Cleopatra's son Caesarion was Caesar's true heir and even offered money and land to the three children he fathered with the queen. Octavian, Antony's co-ruler in Rome, had already been searching for a way to undermine his partner so that he himself could conquer the Roman world. After learning, of Antony's antics in Egypt, Octavian decided to convince the Roman Senate to declare war on Egypt and Cleopatra, knowing that Antony would take her side by saying that Antony was looking to establish a new Roman capital in the country. The death of both of his rivals allowed Octavian to take sole control of both Rome and Egypt. And with his consolidations of power, Octavian, renamed Augustus, became the first Roman emperor. Cleopatra's legacy as an exotic, seductive, and powerful ruler of Egypt has persisted throughout the centuries. While she is now popularly known for her love affairs, suicide, and beauty, Plutarch actually stresses that she was not very attractive physically, but that her charm and intelligence was irresistible. The Greek queen of ancient Egypt has become a popular symbol of powerful, seductive woman with countless films, paintings, and stories written in her honor. So far, we discussed about the most beautiful queen, Cleopatra, and his history and her history. We have done. Please subscribe our YouTube channel.